Hello people, welcome to my channel. I want to make a video about how how does people move on. I'm going to put my foot in my content to say what it's like what what it's like to move on. Well guys, before we can get right into that, we will dive in, we will dive under this project, not mistaken about it. Before we can get started, just remember to subscribe, like or share, comment, and hit the notification bell. Just don't forget to check my playlists and, out the way as it goes. But yeah, let's get started. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna give one number tip why people has to move on. Tip one: they might need time for themselves, especially when they're trying to go to work. They just move on from their friends. They don't see each other quite often. They don't actually notice why they ghost their friends, or maybe what for example, maybe on WhatsApp, Messenger, Facebook, or Snapchat, any social media is called um, ghosted. Getting ghosted, not being able to respond to your text messages or not being able to call you. That's like it's when people move on, guys. You have to move on. It's like you have to try to remember people has their own lives, but they have to always actually getting used to all the energy, which can lead to burnout. That's why you have to move on because it's the healthiest choice you could ever do. Um, that's like you have to try accept yourself to say, okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm going to forget about my friends, and I'm just not going to keep texting them, or not going to keep texting them on Xbox, or I'm not going to, keep um, you know, pestering them, so they don't get fed up when I'm always obsessive with them. That doesn't work like that. You have to always keep them some space. You have to keep them some personal space. You know, that's what's like to have to move on from their own lives, and it's like they go to work, yeah, they they even go to the gym, they do sports, they even go to different groups, they they do different things that relates to their lives. The likes of it, you don't know what it's like to move on, guys, but it's hard to accept to move on. I mean, it's okay to move on. Not just saying that it's alright to move on, but it's quite decent to meet new friends, I think. But yeah, and step two, only reason you have to move on is because you have to remember, you have to do something different, and you have to remember that it's about taking responsibility. When you take responsibilities, you you always remember, just be you, be yourself, and it's like you have to try. You've got to, like, you know, do different activities, go swimming, maybe gym, or even cycling. You could do any sports activities, like even go for walks, walk with the dog. That can help you to move on. Yeah, walking with the dog is a good example. If that can give you the good advice, then it can be good advice. Step three, you you might need you might need to give them some space. This is the reason you have to give them some space, because you should never encourage yourself to keep chatting to them or keep speaking to them or contacting them. That's not what's working for best. That's not right, because you just need to remember, it's always try give them time to respond. If they don't respond, then move on. That's it. That's why you have to move on, because it will lead to stress, depression, and anxiety if you don't move on. Because that's a good treatment to help you to to um to keep going forward to the future. You have to think about the future. don't think about it too much. You have to think about something else that that helps you to develop these interpersonal skills. Then there can be a relationship between thinking and charging up your energy. Just get rid of the state of being stuck in your mind and not being able to explain it. You might feel a bit struggling and you might not be able to cope well. That's okay. If you don't know how to cope with it, then you just need to accept it. That's it. Step 3 is that you have to think about the future. You have to focus on the future. This is the reason you have to focus on the future. It's because you have to keep, challenging your thoughts, thinking about what's going to happen. Something good is going to happen in the future. Something's going to happen next. And I think that's because you look at it as a way to underestimate like all the prophecy. You have to keep remembering, keep that in mind. It's you go to for a job in the future. You have to get a job. You have to go to work. You have maybe to get interviewed. Maybe for example, maybe you should work Amazon. I know some people don't like working Amazon because I think that's the hardest job ever in the world. Even like in America, but even in Scotland, I guess that's alright. But not quite. But yeah. So yeah, that's why you want to focus on the future, just move on and think about the future. That's what you need to remember. Step 4 is you have to remain calm. And that's the reason you have to remain calm, is because you have to remember, you have to remain calm. Otherwise, you will never get there. You have to remember, guys, when you're not calm, you're worried, you're stressed, you're anxious, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. It's not going to help because I do think that it can be very difficult to try realise that you might have to stick up to that challenges and just stick to the point, be on point, just trying to be in situ and be responsible, and that's what you need to think about. Sometimes you've got to remember it's only to keep your mind going, keep your thinking cup going. Don't think too much. Something to remember is stay positive. That's what you do. Just think positive, and that you will be able to understand why you have to move on. Just think positive if you forget to move on. That's it. Number 1, last one, step 5. You might need to forget about the people that you talked before. This is, guys, don't get me wrong, every time, because you have to forget about the people that you're talking to, is because you have to try to forget about them. You have to have your own space, you have to have your own time, you have to always have the chance to not be able to contact any person that you know in your life that will never see you again. But if they will see you again, then you will be lucky. It depends on how the self-discipline will always be regenerated by the environment. Makes a lot of changes, does it? Because when you look at all the struggles, you think about all the challenges you have, you struggle common with, it's just because when you're having negative thoughts, then that's going to create negative thoughts. If you're never going to start moving on, then that's your responsibility. So that can give you a lot of favours to understand that. So every time you have to think about that, that's because you have to remember is try not keep testing your thoughts. Just try keep testing your emotions and don't let it go. Just always be calm, and that's it. Just remain calm, stay focused on the future, and don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Just don't think about the past. That's not good. That's a red flag. Don't think about the past because it'll cause panic attacks. I can imagine that. But also, I think that's today's video. What do you think about what's it like for people to move on? for the rest of their lives. Just let me know. There will be any comments. Just let me know. Just share comments. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell icon, and that you won't miss any channels that you don't want to miss. And you can check them out, and they could supposedly feel free to show love and respect. Give me dignity, and God bless. Alright guys, bring us up. Thanks for watching. Remember to be with us. I can't be over the 10 minutes, that's crazy. I thought that was gonna be less than minutes. Oh well. Alright guys, see you later.